This episode brought to you by ABI Global, marching towards a better tomorrow. Join us on the path to a brighter future at anacondabiotech.com.
We're hauling down the road. The driver, Gordon, he's all right. Really excited about his new rig. A grateful man.
And so 20 years later, and God only knows how many miles, here I am. Ain't no better life I can think of. And I get to meet sweet people like yourselves out here. You wouldn't believe the lasting friendships that blossom on the open road.
Gordon, I have to say, I didn't pin you as such a romantic.
Oh, look at that. All them elk. Oh, you should hear them in the snow. You can't. They move like ghosts. It's all about perspective. It's astounding the joy you can have around you when you learn to let go. This is your stop, yeah? US 12? Garrison?
Thanks,
Yeah, this is
that
it.
was fast.
Yeah, this is it.
You could have just said Garrison. Sure you don't want me to take you into town?
No, that's okay. This is great.
Okay, suit yourselves.
Thanks, Gordon.
Keep kicking your feet, my friends.
You're listening to Husk. Ugh, that man is a talker.
I liked him. He was refreshing, well, friendly at least.
I like the quiet museum lady. So, where to?
This way. Around that bend is where the fence starts. There's bound to be a spot where we can get in. It's been abandoned for years now, right? Some bored country kids probably cut the fence by now. There's always a way into these places.
Right. Sure hope so.
Do you trust them?
Who?
The ones who took us. The borrowers, sorry. Do you trust them?
Yeah, I do.
Okay then. There. The fence. Look, a hole.
Oh, why is it that people always feel the need to cut through cyclone fences?
Don't complain. Let's just go in. No one's been here for 5 years or more. Dad said when the company got restructured, suddenly they just boarded and fenced everything up and kicked everyone out. It was a cluster. Better for us, though. There's probably something left over inside.
And in we went. Through the cut in the fencing, around a beige windowless building. This was just the tip of the iceberg, a little clue that our Titanic of a plan was headed into some dangerous waters. And then there it was, the door. A steel door, very locked. Next to it was a larger, undoubtedly barricaded loading dock door, for whatever equipment they had used throughout the years. In between the two doors was a pin pad. Rebecca walked up to it and stared.
Shit.
Does it still work? There's no way we're getting in through that door if it doesn't.
Well, let's find out.
She began to hit the down arrow. Names flashed on the display, alphabetically ordered. Dale wasn't far down on the list. She hit enter. The cursor made it clear it was time to enter some numbers.
Well, worth a try.
Unless we get locked out for too many failed attempts.
Strike one.
Let's hope we get more than 3 strikes. Does your dad have any standard passwords or anything? Like all numbers or something?
Oh, yeah. He just posted a passcode in big letters all over our house. How could I have ever forgotten?
Fine. I was just asking.
No, I'm sorry. Just a little tense right now.
Yeah, I get it. Try your birthday?
Nah, it's probably not that. That'd be the worst password of all time.
I know, but try it.
0, 3, 3, 0, 1, 9, 9, 5.
Thought so.
Whatever. Let's just get inside before someone sees us. Should we walk in together?
Seems fitting enough.
We walked down a timeless hallway, stainless steel and glass, modern and sleek considering when this place was built. It definitely would have been considered state-of-the-art. We passed by a front desk. Upstairs looks like offices. Fogged glass blocks our view into several of the rooms. Dusty. An open break room with some fancy vending machines. I didn't realize how hungry I was till now.
Look, vending machines.
I don't know why we even bother looking. The food has been there just as long as this place has been shut down. It's got to be way past its expiration date. I quickly lose my appetite. We get to the stairs at the end of the hall. Our footsteps on metal echo down the shaft as we go deeper into the facility. We are in it now.
We've been in a long time. I need to find the cryo chamber.
We need to find your file, or something, some information on what they were doing. We need to find a way to disable them, to stop Deborah from going after us.
No, those were the specific instructions from them, from the borrowers. Destroy the DNA in the cryo chamber in the lab.
And you're sure we can trust them?
I mean, if I were to choose a side between the Husk and your dad's questionable science company, yeah, better than leaving something available to Deborah.
Okay, got it. What's in there?
Hopefully the last remaining borrower DNA samples.
Okay, let's keep looking. Room after room of dusty equipment. A large machine here or there, half covered in plastic. Like whoever was packing up left in a hurry and didn't really care what happened in the aftermath. Unfinished. It's clear people haven't been around here in a long time. Halfway down the corridor, 2 rooms are lit up. And they're clean. Too clean. Someone has been here, recently. Not a speck of dust. This place isn't as shut down as we thought it was. We both freeze. No noise, no sounds, except for a faint thrum of equipment. Do you know where it is?
What?
Whatever you're looking for.
No, but it's refrigerated. All she said was cryo chamber, and that I'd know it when I saw it. Yeah, you'd think in the year I spent there they'd give me a little more info, but they were pretty tight-lipped about the specifics of the whole procedure.
We need to remove ourselves from Raxton's research. She's obsessed and dangerous. We don't want any part of it. We need you to do that. We've saved you twice now. It's your turn.
What do you mean, remove yourselves?
The man who was your father. They have his DNA stored in the Anaconda facility. And they have yours too. Well, they have who you used to be. Half of the equation. We need you to destroy the samples. Without the physical samples, there is no way for Raxton to continue her DNA mapping of our race. She can't have gotten far with the current technology. But with the pace of human-computer advancements, we don't want to leave anything to chance in the coming years. It is clear your race isn't ready for the concepts and respect needed for this kind of science. Barbaric. On average. No offense, of course. It will be in cryogenic storage in the facility. They only have a small amount of samples, so they should all be in the same place. Make sure you get them all.
How do I destroy them?
That doesn't matter to us. Burn them, flush them, just get rid of it. No matter what.
Is a dear man. Everyone likes him. He's just too polite sometimes. I mean, everyone likes a gentleman, but for goodness sake, you gotta step up to the plate sometimes and just go for it. I've seen the way that cat of his pushes him around. The gourmet life it lives. Did you know he feeds the cat some of his dinner sometimes? Like human food? Oh, one day, Warren is going to make someone a very happy wife, or lover, or whatever. I don't want to put labels on it. Oh, good. You picked up some flowers.
Well, it was your idea.
And a vase. Wow. Warren, you done good.
Pipe down or I swear I'll throw them out the window. I'm as uncomfortable and nervous as a hairless Sphinx cat in a snowstorm, and I don't need you adding more pressure.
No, you'll be fine. On second thought, I think I'll just stay in the car. I don't want to make it weird.
I've been set up.
You're welcome.
What's this? Flowers? You've brought me flowers?
I thought you could use some cheering up. I was talking with Princess. Well, not Princess. I was talking to myself, I suppose.
Your cat does not think I am cheery.
No, I was just going through my day and...
Your cat wants me to have flowers.
Olga, I've brought you flowers. I hope they brighten your day. I am also here to make sure that you are hanging in there, all right?
Okay, I will take your bouquet. It is lovely, thank you. Tell your cat thank you. Come in for a moment, won't you?
Yes, please. Thank you.
What about your colleague laughing in the car? Should we invite her in too? It's a bit cold, no?
No, I'm sure she'll manage on her own.
He must mean well, but it is odd. Why would he bring me flowers he plucked out of a garden? Doesn't he know that in a few days they'll be dead and I'll be obligated to keep this vase in my house with nothing in it? How is that cheery?
We stepped in. I haven't spent much time there. Olga and I have mainly conducted updates over the telephone. But I like it here. It's charming. I always value going into someone else's home, and as I'm getting to know them, it's like a whole mirror of their personality. It says a lot about a person, who they are, or were, or aspire to be. Olga places the flowers on the kitchen table, not before examining the vase. She nods and gives us one of those approval frowns. And she pours us some tea. She's got that goofy hippo mug in her hands, but this time she doesn't smile at it.
Now, if you are going to give me the same runaround as whoever answered the phone yesterday, you can just drink your tea. It is fine. My emotions are boiling. It is like everything has been tossed into the cauldron, fire on a high. It's about to boil over. I can feel it. Tell me what is going on. I assume that you know that I called in to tell of Martin's leaving.
Yes, I did.
And is it true that Rebecca is also missing?
We're looking into that, yes, but between you and me, there's something off about the whole situation.
Undoubtedly, there is something off. I have faith Dmitri will return. Don't look at me like that. What is that? Pity?
No, ma'am. I just try to keep a realistic view of the situation along with an open mind, and sometimes the two get at odds with one another.
Warren, how's it going in there?
Oh, Lord, I hate these things.
You did good. I like your selection of flowers. You're going to have to move them to the left so you can actually see her. You know, I think that's important to see who you're...
I am sorry. Excuse me. Thank you for asking. I am fine. We are just fine. I will be out shortly. Over and out, Gina. I am turning this damn thing off. Over and out.
Maybe your cat will be the next to call.
Hello, this is Raxton.
Good evening. I do hope I'm not interrupting anything.
No, not at all. Just winding down, taking stock of the situation, preparing for the next steps. I just made some tea.
Wonderful. In that case, while your tea cools down, you have time to give me a full status report on our little situation. Namely, what the hell is going on in Portland? And why is everyone and their mother driving to Anaconda? I didn't know it was so popular this time of year.
We couldn't have asked for a better arrangement. We have reason to believe that the Ivanovich boy has appeared in Anaconda and has been in contact with Rebecca Dale. That would explain her sudden flight. My people caught up to her on the pass outside of Coeur d'Alene and were able to install the tracking device on her vehicle. We were giving her some space so she could lead us to the target. Rebecca must have figured out the link between ABI and the Husk.
Well, that sounds like change. I don't know if I'd call it progress, though.
Unfortunately, the trail went cold once they reached the town. They must have found the device and attached it to another vehicle because my guys got sidetracked 3 hours out of Montana before they realized they were following a team of rugby players.
Definitely not going to call it progress yet.
That being said, our men are circling back around to comb the area and close in on the targets. We should have access to traffic cams and other security footage shortly. They can't hide forever. Montana is big, but Anaconda sure isn't. The walls are starting to close in on them.
Let me ask you a question, Deborah. How old are you?
Excuse me?
Okay, well, I know it's a touchy subject. Let me get to the point. I've had the same job now for 24 years, and I'm good at it, but I'm slowing down. I've seen more than enough for one lifetime, and all I want is to be in good standing when I retire, which, may I remind you, is supposed to happen at the end of this year. A fat bonus and a company pension and a one-way ticket to a small beach on the Andaman Sea. If you want something done right...
We're on it. You don't need to worry.
I question your team's competence. I need to take some precautions to protect the company. I have a bad feeling I'm going to have to get my hands dirty one last time. I trust you are willing to do the same.
I'm working on it.
We'll work on it together. I'll be in Anaconda tomorrow, Markley 2 Supper Club, 5:30 p.m. And Deborah, you will at least remember to make a reservation, right? Or is that too much to ask from your team?
I'll be there.
The first room was geared towards small-scale research projects. Long counters along walls, centrifuges, stability chambers. What I'm guessing is an electron microscope? It's huge, well, a huge microscope. But it has its own computer console and everything. A couple of older computers and filing cabinets are on one end of the room. In the middle, a large island. The room across the hall is dimly lit. Blue, like it's on standby. From here I can make out a control module and workstation facing 2 dentist chairs. But these chairs have restraints, and way more equipment above and around them. What we need now is the cryo chamber.
What does a cryo chamber even look like?
Not sure. I was thinking of Mr. Freeze from the Batman and Robin movie. If we see a blue Arnold Schwarzenegger, we've come to the right place. Maybe a frozen-looking borrower?
Real funny. No, we gotta be serious.
That door could lead somewhere.
Bingo. That seems frosty.
We go through 2 sets of doors to enter a small sterile room. It's cold. An insulated computer kiosk stands next to the central column. Dmitri walks up to the touchscreen and hits a few buttons.
Okay, let's see here. Ruby, L1, Nelson, L2.
I don't know! Click one! He does, and the central column cracks open with a hydraulic gasp to reveal hundreds of vials. Hundreds.
Great.
They can't all be borrower, though, right? Do we break them?
I think so. Let's smash the hell out of them. Bleach it, so they can't recover anything from the ground.
Good thinking. We're throwing the glass vials around the room, breaking everything in sight. That's when we heard footsteps coming towards the lab from down the hallway. We squat down behind the island and cross our fingers like the kids in Jurassic Park, breathing slowly in and out, trying not to even make the slightest movement that might give us away. The footsteps get closer. I look at Dmitri. We tried. But what now?
Rebecca? How on earth did you get here?
Dad?
This is my fault. You shouldn't be here. It's not safe.
You followed me?
Why are you here?
I look over at Dmitri. I have nothing to say to my dad. I don't know which one of us is in more trouble.
I'm just glad I found you first. And Dmitri, you really shouldn't be here.
How did you find us?
How did I find you? Well, for starters, you left your computer open to a map. And once I knew you were going to Montana, well, there could only be one reason for that. And Dmitri, I have more questions for you than we have time for now. You really shouldn't be here. We need to get out of here now. They're coming.
Before you go, check out this other awesome show.
Should introduce myself. I'm Corin Black, a humble half-demon, and folks around Baltimore call me the Devil's Runt. Here we go, finally moving again.
How do you feel about methamphetamines? You know, devil's blood don't make you a devil.
Under the Shroud, fantasy, noir, and horror from Baltimore's sin-soaked streets. Find creator Ian Humphrey on Twitter at fictionalian.
Husk is a production of ABI Global, written and produced by Emma Brown and Sean Abplanalp. Associate producer Elliott Jacobson. For a full list of cast, go to huskpodcast.com.